Today I want to talk about Alabama's Pro Day and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about Alabama's Pro Day. And I think top billing would probably go to Patrick Surtain, the second on the field, right? Ran 4.46 in the 40 at 6'2", 208 pounds, vertically leaped 39 inches, put up 18 reps on bench, backing up that he is the best defensive back, nay corner, in the entire NFL draft and is going to be a top 10 pick. This is the kind of dude that you want to draft, especially if you are looking to take away number one, and everybody's looking to take away number one, and he is the first Bama player to win SEC Defensive Player of the Year as a corner, and you know about his stock. His father, Patrick Surtain, was the best player in the history of Southern Miss football. I'm including Deion Sanders. I'm including Ray Guy. I'm including Brett Favre and all that. I got Jackson State on the brain. That's my bad. But you understand, right? Coming out of Southern Miss, that was the dude that I was pointed to. And he showed out at Miami. And we all know about what he ended up doing in his career and what his kid is capable of doing after helping win a national championship in 2020. Mac Jones, I think, is Mac Jones, right? One of the things that I'm really interested in thinking about just as a thought experiment, you got Trey Lance and Mac Jones. One of those dudes went 16-0, one of those dudes went 13-0, and one of those dudes played with perhaps the best offensive unit, certainly of 2020, but stack them up against 2019 LSU, and you probably got yourselves a pretty damn good football game. Just offensive firepower all over the place. But you 100% understand that he knows how to use the players around him, whereas Trey Lance is used to making it happen. So you kind of feel like the ceiling is higher with drafting Trey Lance, but the floor is higher with drafting Mac Jones, right? One of those dudes is really mobile, and the other guy is really not. And I think it's just something to think about if you're talking about winners and you talk about scheme and you're talking about fit. Mac Jones versus Trey Lance is an interesting discussion for me. I think most people are going to take the Thule quarterback because they would love to have the higher ceiling rather than the higher floor. And I guess that depends on what kind of offense you want to run. Like, knowing how Pete Carroll wants to run his football program or football club, I could see a guy like Mac Jones working for him in a way that allows them to be a run-first team. I don't know what that is. Excuse me. Allows them to be a run-first team, but also allows for Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf to continue to eat. It's not really what they want to do at Russell Wilson, and when it was working well. It just doesn't seem like Pete Carroll has the stomach for it. He's kind of turning into if he hasn't already been, the NFL's version of Kirby Smart, right? You have this great offensive unit that we would really love to see you crank out, and you're like, no, we're going to run the ball, play defense. That's what we're going to do. And then there's the real winner, I think, of this Alabama Pro Day, and it's Najee Harris. Many of you have probably seen the viral story and tweet Adam Schefter put out when Najee Harris was scheduled to take his flight from Dallas to Tuscaloosa. His flight was canceled due to lightning. He jumped in a car. He drove 9 hours to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, all to support his teammates. He wasn't working out because we know Najee Harris has the goods. We know Jalen Waddle has the goods. We know Devontae Smith has the goods. Hell, we knew Patrick Surtain had the goods. I mean, Christian Barmore probably need to show some stuff. But outside of that, all the guys that helped put that team on the map, nobody needs to see them work out. It's one of the reasons why I always tell people Pro Day is not for the stars. Pro Day is for the guys that are on the fringe. Pro Day is for the guys that are trying to make a team. Pro Day is for the guys that might get drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, but certainly might get cut when they got to get down to 53. So knowing that going in, I don't know you could expect a whole lot from these dudes, right? Like, knowing that Trevor Lawrence threw something like 70 passes, I'm like, child, why? Somebody's going to draft you, right? If not Jacksonville at number 1, like we all think, somebody's going to take you in the first 3 picks. But knowing that about Najee Harris also reinforces that Najee Harris is one of the coolest dudes in all of sports, man. I mean, from the way that he has been magnanimous in winning. Like, for instance, while in the national championship game, Najee Harris did not have a great day, right? Ohio State's run defense actually played really, really well against him. And a reporter tried to gas him up by saying, you made some tough runs. And then he's like, what are you talking about? They beat the hell out of me. Them boys at Ohio State were destroying me. They were killing me. And I love that about him. Or that he remembers the guy that covered him in high school and wanted to call him out by name and say, stop acting brand new. I know you. That means the world to those of us that cover the sport, that talk about the sport, that have to work with athletes on a day-to-day. Because I'm going to tell you, man, not every athlete wants to show up and play with you when it comes to the interview process. Some of them are just out on it. They don't want to do it. It's not part of their job description, or so they think. So when you have that kind of guy on your football team, you want to put him out in all those situations because he's going to give you a good look, right? And people are going to want to talk about him. They're going to want to work with him and talk with him and learn his story. And then you're going to make more money on that because people want to buy into people that they like. And Najee is a very easy dude to like. Also built like a Greek god. So that helps, right? Like, all of that comes into play. The other thing that I wanted to mention here is, yes, Patrick Surtain ran 4.46 at 6'2", 180. Kyle Pitts ran 4.46 at 6'6", 240. Holy smokes, man. Like, I put that tweet out and it did its own version of people circulating it and whatnot. But that was the thing I was thinking about is, like, if we had Kyle Pitts listed as a wide receiver, he'd be the first one off the board. And there's a great argument for him to being the first pick off the board based on those numbers, his size, his ability, and what you saw. Wholly undervalued if he is not taken after Jamar Chase and or Devontae Smith. Like, you got to get him. You have to add him to your arsenal. He can do so many things for you. The comp is Travis Kelce, but frankly, he's faster than Travis Kelce. And just as big. So, like, my God. Somebody, go get Kyle Pitts with the quickness. All right, it's it for me. Doses.